everyone, so this will be my digital literacy growth video, and I'm gonna start off with number one, which is cultural. And I I grew in this category because learning how to use Blackboard for my academic posts, like, the class blog versus the ILB blogs, and using those to differentiate where to put our classwork and our ILB post, that helped me out a lot. Since, like, when we came into class and when Dr. Justice introduced those two blogs, he told us, he told us that our ILBs are pretty much like we can post whatever we want in there. So I thought it was like a Tumblr for me, like, because I have a Tumblr and I post like all my personal stuff there, or blog stuff, I write things. So I treated it like that, like putting in personal stuff that my peers can read, and they also comment on what they think about how my blog is and what they thought it was cool about it. I mean, yes, it is it's class required to post ILBs every week, but it gives it a more personal touch rather than the class blog. So on to number two, which is cognitive. I developed in my cognitive element by using the Google Drive suite for my academic needs. Before coming to this class, I've never used Google. I usually use like Microsoft tools, but since Dr. Justice likes everything to be on Google, I decided to do my DLP on Google Slides, and that's how I furthered my knowledge into the Google's Drive suite. And I played around with it too, so I thought that was pretty cool, and that really actually helped me out with my cognitive element. So to number three, which is I have a paper in front of me. Number three, which is constructive. I grew within this category because of my digital literacy project proposal. So when we had a proposal to do, we talked about all the apps I needed to use to make one whole product. I thought that was very constructive of my time, researching what tools I needed to use, screencasting, PowerPoint, Google Drive, and then making myself a calendar or a time check so that I am on track and I'm not behind. So I thought that was pretty constructive, and talking about the whole elements itself and what it will improve me on. So I thought that was an example of how I grew in this constructive element. And so on to number four, which is communicative. I grew a lot actually in this element because this class had a lot of group projects and we had to communicate with the group. And one thing in particular that really got me interested, or was interesting to me, was when we had to use Google Hangouts to talk about Digital Nation, and we had to go in different rooms or in different places of the campus, and we just used Google Hangouts to talk. So I thought that was pretty interesting because, the workplace might be like that in the future, and I thought that really helped me out, especially in the communicative category. Another thing also was when we have to peer review our peers, same word, but yeah, our peers' essays used through VoiceThread, and having to record ourselves on camera and telling them what they needed to work on. I thought it was pretty cool also to do that because it feels like you're actually talking to the writer themselves. So that's one thing also for the communicative element. So for confident, I grew in this category by posting all those videos on YouTube according to what Dr. Justice wants us to do for the week. So posting our written essay proposals on YouTube, all that stuff. And then by posting our digital literacy projects are on YouTube. For me, I grew in it because I'm shy, and posting videos on YouTube is kind of like, takes a lot of guts because people on YouTube tend to criticize each other, and that's one thing I was afraid of. But by doing all these videos and screencasts helped me be more out there and post all these videos and just simply not care about what anyone says. But that's one thing that really helped me out, was all these videos that I posted. Now I can just post whatever I want on YouTube without really caring. So yes. And moving on to the next one, which is creative. I grew in this element by using pictures to make my ILB more interesting, because I tend to look at some people's blogs, and some of them don't have a lot of pictures. So I like to, even though it is required that we use pictures and stuff because Dr. Justice wants us to put in pictures, but using like family photos, photos that we like, it's creative, and talking about the photos. I mean, it is our ILB, but and then we can talk about pretty much whatever, so using all those things all together makes it creative for me. Moving on to the next one, which is critical. I grew in this category by all the readings we've read in this class. I thought the readings in this class were very interesting. It makes you aware of what's happening in the society. The one like when reading that we talked about was the teens porn in the digital age. I thought that was pretty like interesting because you're aware of like every teenager or majority of teenagers go through, and watching Digital Nation was pretty interesting because you're aware of what digital stuff does to you. And also working on that Pew research report, like seeing all those statistics made me realize like, whoa, this is really what's going on. And I thought those readings helped me in this critical category. Last I think is civic. I grew in this category by using Google Hangouts for a group project because, in the future, like I said before, we might not be even face to face with people anymore. We just might meet through like Skype, all these apps, devices that we use, and the database activity helped me in this category also, like looking at researching articles and stuff that helped me out in this category. And so overall, those are the things that helped me grow in this class, using the readings, the ILB posts, the digital literacy project, and that's about it. Thank you.